Hello, my loves. Today we're back in Baldur's Gate 3, and usually with this series, what I like to do is take a fictional character and then create what I think they would be like in Baldur's Gate. Today we are not doing a fictional character, we are doing a real person. If you know me, you know that I'm absolutely obsessed and in love with Taylor Swift, even though she should probably stop using her plane so much. But I thought we could have a little fun and see if we can create her in Baldur's Gate 3. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. Now, obviously, she is human, but I think Taylor Swift would work perfectly as a half elf. I don't think she would commit to the whole full elf thing. It's not like she really has a choice about whether she's an elf or not, but I feel like half elf, it just suits her. The cute little ears, the vibes, especially with folklore and evermore. I just think that an elf is cute and fitting for her. And then Subrace, I would like to keep her as a high half elf because she is the queen. Cantrips we will leave alone. Now, her class. It's probably a given that she's a bard, right? Like, she's a performer, she's a musician, she writes songs, she, she's got the whole tour going on. She is a bard. However, if we were going for other things, other options, if we didn't want her to be a bard, I would say that Storm Sorcery works well for her because if you've seen her concerts, she seems to make lightning happen on cue and rain happen in songs about rain. I don't know how she does it. Probably as Storm Sorcerer. And then I also think Druid could work for her if we're referring to folklore with, especially the lyrics of Seven, like picturing her above the trees and, if it's very cute, it works. But realistically, she is a bard. And then we leave all of this stuff, although we do need to choose her starting instrument. Um, Guitar is her main one. I don't know if she can actually play any of these. I might go for lute because it's the closest we have. I feel like she'd be really beautiful with one of these or a violin, but I feel like realistically it's lute. And then her background, we're just gonna stick it on noble and leave it at that. And then now we can do the fun part, which is her appearance. So we'll just keep the first body type and then face. Let's go through the faces, what we think is the most Taylor Swift. That could work, but it's also a little too gaunt for her. Let's have a look at the others. Maybe this one actually. Quite like that one. I think we're gonna go with this one. And then her skin color, she's kind of pale, but she kind of has a warm tone as well. It really depends like what hair color she has going on. It really determines like how pale or warm she is. So I think I'm gonna go for this kind of like middle ground. And then maturity, I don't really think that we need to turn it on. She doesn't really have freckles, but this face has freckles. Um, but we can't do anything about that, so we shall leave as it is. Scarring, I don't think she has any. I'm not going to mess with those things. And then she has, of course, the striking blue eyes. For dramatic effect, we could have those ones. These are obviously elf colours, so they're a lot more vibrant and whatnot. But I think standard blue one works pretty well for her. And then just the one eye colour, no tattoos. Piercings will give her an ear piercing, although we can't actually see. Midnight Tears is what this piercing is called, so we're gonna give her that because Midnight Rain. And then we have makeup. Really depends on what she's wearing. She's usually got a little bit of eyeliner going on, nothing too harsh, just a simple like cat wing. um, Black standard colour, lip tint. We've obviously got to go full blown red. Turn that all the way up, please. I think maybe a little bit darker. Oh, that's too dark now. We want like a nice. I feel like that works. works pretty well. We can go with that. We'll put a little bit of gloss on it because she does seem to have, like, it's not usually matte lipstick. And then her hair. This one can kind of work. It's hard with all of the hairstyles that she's actually had. We could go for bleach Ella. We could go for her current cute little hairstyle. So we'll have a play around and see what we come up with and what works. Because this is probably the closest we're gonna get to her current hairstyle. The original one that was on is kind of like if we're going for a bleach Ella thing. I feel like I'm sorry if you want a Taylor Swift stan and you're listening to this now and you're like, what the hell is bleach Ella? It's when she had a really, really bleach blonde hair. So it would be like a bob kind of thing and this kind of color. I didn't mean to do that. Um, but yeah, I've seen a few hair colors so far that I quite like for her. The layered bob also kind of works. Again, it's what kind of vibe you're going for, what era she was in. Because this one I like. There was another one. This one I feel like is quite Evermore. Um, and then I'm not really seeing one for her current hairstyle. Um, let's see. There's just I'm being really indecisive about this. I don't think that one. I think that one's a bit too blunt for her. I think I want to go for the Evermore style hair, and then with that hair, she has like this nice kind of dark, like a darky blonde color. Also, it's called Willow Tears, and you know, Willow is on the album. It just works. It's all adding up. Okay, and then her hair color. We want like a darker blonde, but not too dark. She's still pretty blonde. Orange, we want lighter blonde. Grey yellow, gold blonde. One. Turn the highlight intensity up. And I feel like that was pretty accurate to her hair colour. I don't actually think this earring works very well for her. I only put it on because it had midnight in the name. But if we put any other earrings on, we're not going to be able to tell anyway. But I tried my best. It doesn't really look like her, but you can kind of see the vision, I suppose. I don't know. I tried my best. What do you guys think? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed me trying to incorporate Taylor Swift into absolutely everything I do, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.